Hey everybody, welcome to TMI Live 43 Wicked Satellite. My surroundings may look a little different to you today because I'm not at home in the office. I'm in Wellington at the office. This is the McLuhan Institute's first pop-up institute satellite building. Hey, say rain. This is something I thought about doing well over a year ago, actually maybe even, I think, probably since the beginning. When I first started this McLuhan Institute, I had no idea where it would be or how it would be, but I had thought that it would be years and years before I ever had an actual building to call the McLuhan Institute. I figured I'd be running it out of my home or my dad's office. So I came up with the idea of hosting pop-up institutes in order to be able to do some community outreach and get my work done and introduce myself to the public and all that kind of thing. So what I thought was, I could create a mobile kind of McLuhan Institute of materials and objects, and mainly myself, and just set it up in different places like Toronto or here in Prince Edward County. I kind of originally thought of Picton, but a space didn't work here last year. In LA, I actually want to do, I'm kind of planning a West Coast tour starting in LA and heading up through the States and into Vancouver, Victoria, and then coming home from there. So this is kind of the first step toward that, and here I am in Wellington, Ontario, setting up. Now, oh, hey, Salem, nice to see you, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so tonight I'm not inventorying Eric McLuhan's library. I am doing a couple of things. The McLuhan Mobile, the McLuhan Satellite. One thing I'm doing is I'm working on a document that I've been working on off and on for about a year, and that is the mission statement for the McLuhan Institute. And it's gone through revisions and revisions, and I finally set it aside, I don't know, months ago, because I just needed a break from it. A lot rests on it because it's my goal to eventually, I started the McLuhan Institute because there was nothing like it, and that is a place specifically dedicated to McLuhan studies in the McLuhan tradition. As I understand that from studying with my dad for 10 or so years, as he understood it from studying with his dad, Marshall McLuhan, for 15 plus years, and continuing on his own for decades more. It's a specific thing, and not to put anybody else down, but nobody's doing it the way that I feel it should be done, the way my father felt it should be done. And after a long time of kind of, wishing that weren't the case, that other people in other places were doing things the way they should be done, I decided, well, maybe instead of trying to change other people, which I can't be responsible for, I should step up and do it myself. And so that's why I started the McLuhan Institute. And eventually it will be a nonprofit so that it can outlive me and continue on, and it doesn't have to be left for somebody else to start again. And toward that, the most important thing is a mission statement, this foundational document that will lay out clearly, succinctly, in no uncertain terms, exactly what the McLuhan Institute is about, so that when it does survive me, when I'm no longer around or in charge or whatever, people have something to refer to that says in no uncertain terms what this thing, the McLuhan Institute, is supposed to be doing and what it's not. So that's why I've been agonizing and going back and forth over this document for so long. But it's time to really step forward and ramp things up. So I'm putting the pressure on myself to finish document. So that's why I'm here tonight. I'm also working on, respect to academics who format their talks for academic journals and stuff. It's like the worst thing to do in the world, and I'm always late doing it. Tonight is like my deadline after the missed deadline to get my last talk from New York formatted for peer review and then hopefully for publication. So I'm here kind of trying to do some of that work tonight too. So yeah, this is going to be a very short broadcast because I don't have any books to show you. I guess I could show you around the office if you want to have a look. This is really cool. I'm still only sort of half sure exactly what I'm going to do here. It's kind of experimental, kind of performative. I have a lot of things to offer for sale from the bookshop, so I'll have a small selection of things, but I kind of don't want to just make this a shop. The worst, right? Yeah, forget that. I don't want to just make this a retail space with, tables and walls full of stuff. Like, that's boring. I'm doing a couple of interesting things. One of them I'm calling the Satellite Surprise. And if anybody's interested, get in touch with me, Andrew at the McLuhaninstitute.com. What I'm going to do is, I don't know about you, when I was a kid, I used to go to the corner store and you would get like a brown paper bag or a plastic bag, and it'd just be like $1, or it might say surprise on it, and you'd buy it not knowing exactly what was in it, but there'd be like $1's worth of candies and maybe a little toy or some stickers or something. It was just a fun thing. So yeah, Wellington, that was a four-wheeler going by. Wellington's a bit noisy at night. Anyway, I had this idea to do something fun for the McLuhan Institute and for people who happen to drop by here, that I'm asking artists, creative people, people with something to offer, use your imagination, to create something and mail it to me. And I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to put it on the table here for sale. And I'll have you send me a note with a little bit about you and some hints about what might be in the package. And people will buy it, or I hope people will buy it sight unseen. In return for doing this, I'm offering to send people one of these, a Dewline card deck from 1969, this funky vintage item that I sell through the McLuhan bookshop. Designed by Marshall McLuhan, full of McLuhan aphorisms like the 10 of diamonds, the medium is the message. So in exchange for this, I'm asking you to send me a surprise package that I can sell that somebody is going to be thrilled to open up. And I mean thrilled, like, don't be a dick and just send like a bag of poop or something, right? Like, that wouldn't be cool. I'm honestly not going to open any of these packages to see what's inside. So it's going to be buyer beware, and there will have to be a lot of mutual trust. I sell these for $130 Canadian. So I'm asking people who want to take part in the Satellite Surprise to create a package equal or greater to that value. And if you're not an artist, maybe you're a professional, fundraiser, and you should get in touch with me because I need fundraising help. Or, a creative services person, and you can donate an hour of your time or something. Have fun. Anyway, I'm hoping some people will play along to make it interesting for people who come through the door to encounter something they weren't expecting. And I guess that's kind of a lot of what I'm hoping to do with the McLuhan Institute. I have a sandwich board sign that I'm going to put out front. And I've been working on a menu because one of the main goals of the McLuhan Institute is to educate. So, I do talks and speeches and give little courses on the medium is the message or tetrads, things like that. And I'm coming up with a sort of menu for talks. And I'll have that posted, and every day I'll put a special on the board, like, today the medium is the message, $25. something like that. So people can pick a topic and give me a donation for the McLuhan Institute, and I'll give them a short, one-on-one or one on their small group lecture on McLuhan studies. Media, formal cause, tetrad, medium is the message, anti-environment, artist is radar, do line, anything you wanted to know about McLuhan studies, but had nobody to ask. Here I am. So it could flop. The worst that could happen would be that I'm in here for a few hours at a time, and I have time to get some writing done. I'm working on my first McLuhan book, so I'll be able to work toward that, or various other things. So it's really a win-win here. I have this space for 4, hopefully 8 weeks, and I'm going to make the most of it. I hope it's going to go great, and I'll want to replicate it somewhere else. If you want to bring the McLuhan Institute to your town sometime in the hazy future when travel happens again, let me know. I'm looking for spaces to do my thing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm a performative person, so it's going to be fun for me no matter what happens. And if you're in the Wellington, Ontario area, it's July 14th now, so through July, through August, and maybe into September a little bit, drop by. It's going to be by appointment and by donation. So it's not a retail shop that you just walk into. I am here trying to raise money for the projects I have for the McLuhan Institute, so I'm asking for donations. Hit me up, make an appointment, come up, and we'll talk about McLuhan and media studies, or whatever you want. Thank you so much for supporting the McLuhan Institute. I may be back here next week, or I may be up in the office doing books. I don't know. Stay safe. Bye.